Yes, people, welcome again to another episode of Kicking It Back with the one, the only, the true Yaya, Chino, Falachi. And it's me coming to you live again today. We're going to be talking about Sir Jim Ratcliffe. We're going to be talking about his thoughts. We're going to be talking about what I thought about his interview, the takeover, some quotes. We're just going to be having a little chat today. I think that's a big topic, so we're just going to break it down for you. But before we jump into that, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the page and keep hitting the bell for notifications. Keep DMing me, keep commenting, so I can keep bringing you great content going forward. So let's jump into this. But before we do that, let me just give a special shout out to the youths them from Antigua and Barbuda. What go on, my youths them? Yes, people. Special shout out to the youth from Antigua and Barbuda beating Ghana 4-0 today in their first game in the CONCACAF Under-20 Boys Championship. Yes, fellas, as we know, one team go through. So every game is a final. And remember, together, each achieve more, fellas. So congratulations again. Proud of y'all. Big brother Yaya speaking. Keep doing your thing, fellas. So let's jump into this. Now we see Sir Jim Ratcliffe coming in and he's talking the right things and he's saying, hey, lads, this is what we want for Manchester United. And to be honest, I'm actually pretty much impressed with some of the things he's been saying, and how they've been so efficient and they've been, man, since December, these guys have been in the mix. They've been so efficient. They keep everything under the carpet, and then when they're ready to release that information, they have full control of what's going on already around the club. And it just shows, like, if you really want something to get better and you put work into it and you have the right idea and you come with the right plan and the right fucking intentions, right, by people, then you will do right by people. And that is exactly what's happening right now. This man is a long time fan of the club. It's his boyhood club. He loves it. And he just wants to see it playing good football again. So what does he do? He comes with good intentions. He comes with the right mentality. He sits down. He looks at the whole situation, not from just like what the media is saying or what the media will say based on his decisions, but he looks at everything and he said, this is what I need to do. This is what I need. He identifies his problems. Then he tries to solve them by getting the right people around who then liaises that information and also disseminates that information to others. So this man knows exactly what he's doing, man. Manchester United, all I know is that's why the rival fans at the moment, they are so fucking angry. Sorry for the bad word, kids watching this, but I had to use that word because so many of them have so many negative things to say about such a positive thing. And it's sad because, yes, it's your rival club, right? But the bigger Manchester United is the bigger the Premier League is, which means is the more money your clubs make. You need this club to be massive. So respect it. And that is exactly why England and Sir Jim Ratcliffe ended up winning the bid for Manchester United. Now, I'm going to jump in the quotes in a second, but this is a perfect segue for me to just talk about this situation a little bit, right? So, a lot of people don't really realize football is a very political world. And also, when something is political, then also politics and politicians are involved, and things that affect the economy in such a magnitude like the Premier League, right? There are lots of things that the government is very much involved in. And people might say, oh yeah, the Premier League is a private entity and body. People, they are individuals getting knighted for their work done within the sporting fraternity in England. Sir Alex Ferguson, you think he got knighted because he was walking down the road with young kids, helping them solve hunger and stuff? It's because he was the manager of Manchester United. That is why. Look at Sir Jim Ratcliffe, one of the richest. He is there because, sir, you understand what I'm saying? So these guys understand, and this is why the takeover happened, for this man to get Manchester United. Sheikh Jassim could have brought $1 billion upon, hey, this man could have brought $30 billion. There is no way, I promise y'all, and take this from me, the English Premier League and England would allow anybody else but Sir Jim Ratcliffe to take that bid. Now, y'all saying why, right? Here's my proof. Look at the top 6, or so-called the top 6 right now, and let's look at some of the best teams within England, and let's look at their owners, right? So we're talking about the big boys, right? Arsenal, American owners. Chelsea, American owner, former Russian owner. Liverpool, American owner. Manchester United, solely American, no American English. Man City, Saudi. Newcastle, Saudi. Aston Villa, Egyptian American. Tottenham, English. So out of the 6 clubs, the 7 clubs I've named, or 8 clubs, or how many I've named here? 8. There've only been 2 English people involved, 2 English owners involved. One's a minority shareholder of 27%, which is Sir Jim Ratcliffe, the man on my screen right now. And the other one is Tottenham. And if we're actually being serious, Tottenham isn't even a top club. You know, like you look at Tottenham, you want to say they're one of the biggest clubs in England. Be like, oh yeah, Tottenham is a big club, they're all right. But you talk about the big boys. They can't be in that conversation. They cannot. When you hear cabinet trophyless, you can't talk to the big boys. You understand? But let's keep on track. So, with saying that, one of the quotes that Jim Ratcliffe made in his interview, he was asked about Sheikh Jassim, and he made it clear. He said, listen, no one really knows who this Sheikh Jassim is. No one has ever seen him. Avram and Joel has never spoken or seen him. No one has ever spoken to this man, but they were just bids coming in, basically. So already we see that was already a bit of a shade, because I also think that in some sort of way, they could have been a way that Jassim or whoever put these bids in to try to inflate the price for others to buy Manchester United. That could also be a reason. But it's just funny because it actually makes sense. No one ever seen this man. No one ever spoke to this man. No one has any pictures of this man. And fine, people roll incognito all the time. You know, privacy is everyone's dream. But I'm telling you, man, like, it's crazy. No one has ever seen him. But yeah, anyways, then they asked him about Old Trafford. And he said, listen, it is cheaper to build a new stadium than refurbish the old one. But what I liked about what this man was saying was, and this is also one of the other reasons why he is the reason why he got this acquisition done, right? This is that he is the richest man in England, right? One of. He is, or whatever, Britain's richest man or whatever. So when this man comes and makes proposals to the government or the state, right? This man is there to make sure he gets what he wants. And usually when a man is that impactful within society, not only is he knighted, but he's English-based. He's now in control of one of the biggest football clubs in England, probably in the whole world. I would actually put my life on the limb to say it's probably the biggest club in the whole world. Certainly the most talked about club in the whole world. And all these factors come into play. And his ideas about talking about how they want to refurbish Old Trafford still so that the girls can play in it, the younger teams can play in it, they can have like concerts in it, they can also have like community teams come and do community stuff in it. So he's not saying break down Old Trafford, he's saying, listen, Old Trafford sorry, is historic. Old Trafford is historic. Let us do historic things in Old Trafford now. Let us make it a community-based thing where we can not only use it and display the history, but we can also make more history by helping others. You understand? This man has great ideas while he's building a multifunctional stadium for Manchester United club, where he's saying it could hold World Cup games, Wembley game, FA Cup finals, it can hold the Champions League finals. So this man is thinking about, again, bringing football as a heritage and developing the whole of Manchester, because let's be honest, probably for the next 5 to 10 years, Manchester City and United probably going to dominate world football again. And that is pending City 115 charges, which is another drama. But yes, then they asked him about the Dan Ashworth situation. And he said, Dan Ashworth is one of the best at his job, and we're looking for the best in class. And if we want the best sporting director in the world, it's Dan Ashworth, and we went for him. And the problem is, why would you? So then they asked him, but what about the 20 million? Are you going to pay the 20 million? He said, listen, it's a transfer-based industry. Everyone moves around clubs. So it's nothing new. And to ask a grown man who's good at his job to sit down at home for 18 months doing nothing, not only is it against the work laws of England, but it's also stupid. And he said, no, they're not going to pay 20 million. Hell no. 20 million for what? You can't charge us 20 million. This man is basically flexing his muscle because he knows he's dealing with Saudi owners and he's English. So if he really wants to make things mix up and do up, James Ratcliffe have so much power. People don't even realize, man. People don't even realize how much power this man have. He was about to buy Chelsea now. Remember, he came into the rate late. Bowley and all of them was there, negotiating was happening with these guys already. And Ratcliffe just came in and just shake things up, inflated the price. Then came to Manchester United, same thing. But now look, he's spending less than what he would spend for Chelsea to own a whole club. But he's spending maybe half or close to that for Manchester United, but probably going to own the whole club while he's building it, and he's not taking on all the expenses at the moment. So he's winning. He has his boyhood club. He's about to own it all in full. And he's going to probably make that money to buy it from the money the club generates from the great ideas and structure he's about to put in place. Then they said, so tell us about Mason Greenwood. He basically said also about Mason Greenwood that Manchester United has not have a good club structure for so long in terms of the environment for the players. Also, there's not really enough guidance, and they're young men now with money who don't have that right guidance. They're young people with that money who don't have that right guidance. So he's basically saying, right, that. And then he also spoke about the club and the values of the club and understanding the whole situation on a whole, and not just taking the hype from the media and the people and the little feminists and all of them crying and saying all these things, gardening the man's name without full information. Now, let me put it out there, right? Based on what we have heard, right? What Mason Greenwood did was sick. Okay? But we don't have all the information. So it is not on us to drag the man's name in the dirt because we do not have all the facts. And if all the facts were mitigating to him being sexually assaulting his girlfriend, he would be in jail right now. Look at Danny Alves. Look at Danny Alves. And not only that, he is the mother of this girl's child, man. So people, let's take emotion out of facts and let's deal with emotion when emotion and facts when it's facts, okay? Now, last but not least, they asked him about the one and only, the true ETH, Eric Ten Hag. Now, let me tell you something about this media, right? The media will ask 7 questions, the same, in a 10-question interview, just to try to provoke a narrative. And that is the sad thing about the media that I do not like. They asked him about 7 ways if he going to sack Ten Hag, basically, what he think about Eric Ten Hag. And they try to ask him that so many times before they finally ask him, so what do you make about Eric Ten Hag? The man say, well, first of all, I'm not going to really talk about anyone in my organization, which I think is great that he said that, because also being a business owner, I know that I ain't talking about anyone badly to anyone in my organization, even if they leave or not. We do not talk badly about anyone. That is not our MO, okay? And now, you see Eric Ten Hag, he asked them about Eric. So the man said, listen, I ain't going to talk bad about anyone in my structure, in my organization. But what I am going to say is, for the last 11 years, Manchester United have had great managers, good managers with good CVs, and they have failed. So that means that the structure around the manager is an issue. The structure around the club is an issue. We have to now fix the structure around the club, around the manager, so then we are giving the manager, getting the best out of the manager, so then the manager can get the best out of the players. Well said, Sir Jim. To all those who trying to write the narrative that, oh, Sir Jim Ratcliffe wants Eric Ten Hag out. No, he doesn't. The man clearly says, we have to fix the structure around the manager first, so then we can get the best out of the manager, so then the manager can get the best out of the players. So you know what that means? First, we give the manager the best opportunity to succeed. And then if he is unsuccessful within that structure, then I can make a judgment based on his performance, because we have given him the best ingredients possible to succeed. And I will end it right there. So all you Eric Ten Hag out haters, you're going to see him for the next couple of years. So yes, people, thank you for locking in into the Oniaya. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the page. Hitting the bell for notification. And remember, my people, it's a lovely day. Get out, see the world, wherever you're watching this from. Even if it's 1 a.m., go on a little jog, man. You know, feel good about yourself. And remember, always, I tell you to stay sexy, my people.